being here at this time. Tell me how this came about. Was it a request from the family? Have you ever done anything like this before?
Initially, it was a request from the family, and we went along with it. But our tagline for our funeral home is "Every life is unique, therefore every funeral should be unique." So we live up to that. We are a group of young people that are making a very different and a high impact in this funeral industry. We are qualified funeral directors and embalmers, and we are just showing off our talent in which we could do. Funeral is not something to be sad about. You know, we showcase the person as how they would have been alive, how you would have remembered them alive, and that is all we are doing here today by having the deceased sitting in this chair and being carried around into the community that he would have been in due to his unfortunate death.
Now, you said that initially it was a request from the family. When you heard the request, and provided that it's something that you have never done before, what was the process? Did you have to go and research it? What was that process like?
So we have a list of things that we want to put out there to the public. This was one of the stuff on our list, so we would have done our homework way before the request, and we know exactly what to do. We know exactly how to embalm the deceased, exactly how to place him on the chair, and exactly how to put him in that position to stay there so that he'll have a sturdy drive and no slip or any mistakes would have to happen on a day like today. And of course, shocking the public. I know the public is very amazed at this, what we have done.
Because
right?
I was going to ask you, what has the response been like from persons? I know you would have driven him through the streets before coming to the church. What has that response been like?
The response has been very good because we have, because people haven't seen this before, they are very inclined to it. Some people even call the funeral home and ask that if when they die, if they could be placed standing rather than sitting. Some call and say that they ride motorcycles and they want to be placed on a motorcycle. So public has been responding to it in a positive way.
But you've had one or two negative comments, right? What has that feedback been like?
The feedback is that not everyone accepts change, right? But change is inevitable. As I told you, we are young people, so we can't just go with what our grandfathers and our forefathers would have done before. So hence we are changing things around, right? And we have plenty more things.
Were people scared at all?
People wasn't scared. I just think some people were just very surprised. They are very surprised of the manner in which it is done. I think people are more curious as to how he's staying there without moving. People are more curious to that rather than being scared of the deceased. A gentleman even came to the funeral today and was asking where the deceased is. When he saw the deceased, he was rather surprised.
Who is the embalmer?
Right, Nathaniel, Denny, and myself are the embalmers.
Okay, Nathaniel, come.
He don't know.
Oh, you know what? All right. Okay. So can you then give me an idea of the embalming process? How does this differ from what you would normally do?
Right. So to embalming someone just means preserving the person using embalming fluid and replacing that fluid with other fluid, replacing that with the blood in the system of their body. The only difference is that would have changed in embalming the deceased is that we'd have to set him in a particular position before embalming, right? He would have been embalmed over a period of 2 days, and he would have been in that position for about 4 days before today.
So I have a question. What happens after the service in terms of burial or cremation? What happens?
So after the service, we are heading to the Diego Martin Public Cemetery for burial, and he'll be placed in his casket there. There will be no issues in placing him in his casket because he will lie flat because we embalm him in such a manner that his legs are free to movement.
Okay. So that would also mean that his midsection has to be free to move once?
No, just his knees.
Okay.
Yeah, his midsection is going to lie just like that. Right? One more new thing that we are going to come onto the market with, which I would share with the public, is something known as aquamation. So people should research it. It is a form of cremation without fire, but this time we are using a process known as alkaline hydrolysis to decay a body without fire, and we're just using water this time. It's like 98% less harmful to the environment. There are no emitting of greenhouse gases. So we are looking in our manner to save the environment as much as we are in this business as well. And also looking into doing cremation and funeral services for pets as well. So for the pet lovers, we are there thinking of ideas as to how to come out with that for you.
What is the cost to do something like this?
I won't disclose the cost.
Give me an average if you can compared to a normal funeral.
Regular funerals cost starts by us at $8,000, and that covers every single thing. A funeral such as this with the extravagance could range anywhere between $45,000 to $60,000.